Uh, so we actually have a little bit of a surprise for today. Now, I was kind of racking my brain around what to do for May 4th because personally, I love Star Wars. Actually, here, hold on. Let me get this music properly set up this time. Let's loop that one over and over. There we go. So I wanted to figure out what to do for May the 4th because I'm a big Star Wars fan, as some of you probably know. Earlier this year, I tried to do a series called Sock Wars Saga, where I wanted to play every single Star Wars game that I get my hands on. But it didn't really go anywhere, and I kept having trouble with a lot of the older titles that had to be either emulated or just straight up just did not work in the way they intended. As it turns out, you can't play online. Missed me. You missed me, Shade. Gotta wait till we're actually in stream to do that. But thank you for the Peter fart. So like we originally started out with Star Wars Saga with like we literally started out with the Atari games. Then we went on to some of the Nintendo games, and I think we ended with I think the last game we did was probably Dark Forces. Like we started going a bit like asynchronous with some of the stuff. Like I wanted to do it in chronological order, but like I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But you know, we're keeping the spirit of Sock Wars Saga alive. Because we actually have another little thing, another Star Wars related thing that we're doing today. So you've probably seen the title of the stream, how it says Glup Shitto tier list. I regret to inform you that's not exactly what we're doing. It's a Glup Shitto smash or pass, actually. That's right. Hocus, what are you doing? I'm in the middle of a thing. Don't be tearing off the... Okay, Hocus is being dumb again, sorry. Here, let's switch screens here. Here we are. Welcome to the Void. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. Just kidding, I guess forgot to set up the properties on this one. Alright, here we go, everybody. This is the Glup Shitto tier list. So, as you can... Actually, let me decrease the size of chat real quick. So you guys can, like... probably see this. There you go. So we have hard pass, meh, maybe, smash, and then plat. Right? I feel like these are very like self-explanatory as for what we're doing. We're rating all these characters from all these background characters in Star Wars on a scale of how much you would like to do the plat with them. And there's a lot of variety here. There's all kinds of random people. Mostly, this list is mostly from episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's nothing from the sequels, I don't think. So, this is kind of characters that I'm more familiar with. Because, like, sequel stuff gets, like, really, like... gets kind of generic after a little bit, if I'm gonna be honest. And also, we're gonna be looking at Wikipedia. Like, we're gonna, like... we're gonna take a character, look at them up on, Wikipedia to see a little bit of their backstory and like what kind of alien species they are, and we're just gonna go from there. So I hope you guys are ready to hear this. I also want to hear from you guys as we're doing this. This is our big surprise. We're doing a Glup Shitto smash or pass. Hopefully the sound should be good. Yeah, sounds good. Well, honestly, let's just start off with like some of the more famous ones. Here, I see Max Rebo like right here. Just look up Max Rebo. Everybody knows who Max Rebo is. Okay, it just won't. I guess Max Rebo banned. Oh, here we go. Max Rebo. Maximilian Rebo. I remember this guy. If you don't know, this guy was one of the musicians playing in Jabba's palace. You know, he's playing this weird little keyboard thing. He was actually featured in the Book of Boba Fett as well. He is a male Ortolian, or Ortolan, from Orto, and a popular jizz whaler who led the Max Rebo band. That's right, there's a genre of music in Star Wars called jizz, and people who play jizz are known as jizz whalers. That is a real thing. He mainly played the red ball jet organ, which he played with his feet. He and his band often performed for criminals and gangsters. Okay, so we're off to a great start. Not only is this guy a jizz whaler, but he also knows how to do stuff with his feet. So, like, potentially he could get, like, really freaky with it. Along with him being a famous musician. Albeit, like, he really plays for gangsters and criminals. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's something there. I don't know what's going on with his weird fingers. Like, he has, like, weird suckers for fingers. I don't know if you see that, like, down there. But, like, honestly, Max Rebo? I mean, I would probably do it for clout. Right? At least for clout. Like, how many times are you gonna say, like, oh, like you had the chance to fuck a famous celebrity and you didn't? And plus, this guy probably has money. Like, I imagine, like, he gets a pretty good paycheck from all these gangsters. So I think this is mostly for clout. We're gonna put that on, like, a clout thing. I'm the alien. Welcome in. Speaking of aliens, we're doing a Glup Shitto Smasher Pass. Actually, now that you're here, I probably need to explain what a Glup Shitto is in Star Wars. A Glup Shitto is a background character or a minor character in a piece of Star Wars media that has a disproportionately large amount of lore in that fans of Star Wars love. So, I'm a Star Wars fan, don't worry. Okay, perfect. But just in case for anybody else in chat who does not know what a Glup Shitto is, it is kind of a term of endearment. Like, it's only a piece of terminology that's been used in the last couple of years. So, like, just to kind of describe all these random characters. Also, like Star Trek. Is there a Star Trek day? Like, if like there's a Star Wars day? Do you just celebrate that on, like, Patrick Stewart's birthday? Is that Star Trek Day? Good question. I have no idea. Oh. But yes. So far we have Max Rebo as kind of like a clout smash. Who else should we? Let's see what else we got. Also, E.T. is on this list, by the way, too. E.T. is actually a part of Star Wars. I forget what they're called. I think it's E.T. They're called Asgoian. See, look, they're in the background of, I think, episode 1 or 2, because Steven Spielberg worked very closely with George Lucas. Oh yeah, they're in the Senate. So we're doing this first before Tomodachi. Yes, this is what we're doing first thing before Tomodachi. So Asgoians are a sentient species. Their parties share the same name with both the Azog system and the Brodo-Azogi system. At least 3 Azogians were affiliated with the Galactic Senate. I mean, this is just straight up ET. Like, I don't know if I personally would, like, smash. Here, let's actually get, like, a closer up picture of ET. Okay, here's, like, a close up picture. I don't know. Like, I feel like his skin is, like, slimy yet, like, kind of leathery. So E.T. was phoning home to Star Wars. I think so. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like an Easter egg, because, like, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas often worked closely together. But maybe it is. That'd be kind of rad if that was. At the same time, his skin's probably really leathery, so I don't know if I want to hold him close. He's probably, like, he's got, like, weird sweat. Yeah, and again, I need to go home. Just imagine E.T. like tugging on your pant leg and just being like,
I need to phone home. Can you give me a ride home?
Honestly, I don't think I would smash. Honestly, E.T. is like a pass. Not a hard pass. He's still kind of endearing, I think. Although, if Suki Lily's fellow member of Virtual Boba was here, she'd be like, ew, gross, burn it. So, we're not going to do that. Blasted out of the airlock. I need to phone Anakin Skywalker, he says in perfect English. Okay, who else should we do? We got like this character right here. His name is like Elis Rote. Oh, Elis Hellrot.
Ah, stop it.
This guy's a fucking nightmare. Oh my god. Oh yes, am I the one having a hard time looking at the list? Oh yeah, I'm having a hard time looking at the list? Hold on. Is there a way for me to like zoom in maybe? Wait, appearance. Okay, actually hold on. While I am figuring this shit out. I'll zoom in on oh, control plus or okay, it's control plus. That's what I meant to do. Alright, so control and not working? What the hell?
Don't believe me? Watch me shake my body.
Ah, here we go. Perfect. Oh yes, I was about to say we also okay, so we do have redeems for that. And I had a little bit of trouble figuring out the cheese counter, but there is a panel if you scroll down where you can see how many times certain Tangia redeems have been redeemed. So you guys have like cheesed me over 800 times now, which I want to say that's quite impressive. Okay, like that's like 890 now. But yeah, here we go. So now you guys can properly see the tier list. Thank you for bringing that up. I was kind of worried about that. So, stop it. Okay, so who is this guy? Stop it! I'm trying to read this guy. I can't read with cheese in my face. Ah! Elis Hellrod was a Given who worked as a pilot and a spice smuggler. He spoke with bounty hunter Bossic about Imperial Droid 216 on the planet Tatooine in 1 BBY. Ah! So this is one of the Cantina guys. I'd smash, you would smash this? He looks like a ghost. He looks like the ghost face from Scream. I don't know, I feel like his skin is like really cold or something. Your personality traits is... wow, actually he looks kind of like insect-like because he got like those weird mandibles next to his mouth. I guess that's him back there in like the scene with Han Solo and Greedo too. Personality traits. He had white skin and black eyes. Galvin spoke disparagingly of stormtroopers to the bounty hunter Bossic and had little use for them, but respected the raw power and he did his best to avoid tanglements with. Okay, so he's like anti-cop. No, that's pretty based, honestly. So you know what, Elis Hyrot, I'll put you in maybe. That's kind of rad. I'll break him for real. Ami, calm down. Okay, how about Deltaperm Trevag? Is that his name? Delta... Wait, what's that fucking say? Deltaperm? Yeah, Feltapern Trevag. Looks kind of zooted. I'm not gonna lie. He also needs to brush his teeth. Looks like his teeth are like yellowing. He is a he/him though. He is a Gotal tax collector. Oh, he's a corrupt Gotal tax collector. Well, fuck him. He was attempting to romance Hinimthi, the female Miyumth Onith from Chalmon Spaceport Cantina. What is... Oh, that's who's trying to romance? I don't know if that works. Hard pass? Honestly, yeah, well, he's a corrupt tax collector, so fuck him, because I know Star Wars' economy has always been very cutthroat and there's a ton of corruption, But like, still, fuck this guy. He was a corrupt tax collector who mostly operated in the Mos Eisley district. So he was trying to like rizz up the Huz. Yeah, okay, so this is who he was trying to romance, apparently. I always thought these two were like buddies, like just drinking in the cantina. No, apparently he was trying to pick up pick up girls. He was a master of many trades, although his average intelligence and speed were below average strength, fighting ability, and diplomatic skills. He's not force sensitive, had orange eyes, brown fur, and skin. Oh, and this is the mask. Ugh. That's actually kind of cool, but at the same time, yeah, you know, that's going to be a hard pass. Yeah. His breath probably smells like beer and rotting teeth. So no. Okay, so Hem Dazon is next. Hem Dazon. This was like the first alien that like showed up like right when the cantina starts. The cantina scene starts. So you can even see like the little light bulb inside of his head. I thought that was cool. M. Dazon was a grouchy Arcona scout who came stranded on the planet Tatooine after spending all of his money on jury juice and salt. What? So wait, he spent... What is jury... Is that alcohol? Beverage served at the spaceport cantina. Some varieties of the drink contain the blood of a sentient Rhodian species. Arcona Hem Dazon spent all of his credits on salt and jury juice. So it's like salt and margaritas he spent all his money on. That's hilarious. He gets stranded on a desert planet, and instead of trying to, like, get home, he spends all his money on margaritas. Wait. He spent all of his money on jury juice and was particularly fond of the Rhodian blood variety, despite the fact it turned his hands... Wait, it made his hands shake and turned his eyes yellow. Ugh. That's kind of gross. He was a grouchy... Okay, same thing. Oh, so that's what he looked at. So it was just a head. It wasn't like a proper thing for him. Interesting. But what does his like full body look like? I guess that's his full body? I don't know. He kind of reminds me of like someone who's like really like you have to beg them to stop drinking, you know? Like, they get too drunk, and you're like, all right, bud, let's go home. He's just like, no, fuck off. So, I'm going to have to say pass. But, you know, maybe if he gets his act together, you know, maybe there could be something. But how do we smash a head? I give it a meh. Okay, well, I'm going to put him on pass. Pass for, well, you know what? Meh, but edging towards pass. Honestly. How about, okay, let's do some, let's go for a little more... notable one. Let's do Jar Jar Binks. You know what? Jar Jar Binks is a character that needs absolutely no introduction, I feel. Jar Jar Binks... Actually, what is his full story? I know he started out as like a... He was just like some fuck up, but then he became senator for Naboo. This is him. This is him in his senator robes. Honestly, he got that fit on, like, pretty nicely. Not gonna lie. Who can deny that smile? Look at him. At least he looks like he brushes his teeth. You know? You would smash. You would honestly smash this guy. Jar Jar Binks was a male Otola Gungan military commander and politician who played a key role in the invasion of Naboo and Clone Wars that culminated into the fall of the Galactic Empire and the rise of the Galactic Empire, or the fall of the Galactic Republic and rise of the Galactic Empire. Once an outcast from Gungan society due to his clumsy behavior, he regained favor by people by helping secure an alliance between the Gungan boss Rugor Nas, or Boss Nass, and Queen Amidala of Naboo. So, I don't know, he was honestly kind of key. He is arguably a Sith Lord. There is that theory that Palpatine used him in his stupid like mind to like convince the Senate to give emergency powers to the Chancellor, which then led to him having like ultimate power during the Clone Wars, which then led to the fall of the Republic. So he's kind of a fuck up still. Like, that's the most clumsy thing you can do. Which, you know, here's him getting fucking shocked Just put him at the highest tier already. Jar Jar S tier. Why is everybody having S tier? Oh yeah, hold on. Before we go on, I want you guys to hold on. Hold on. Right when I was looking this thing up too. Yoda, stop, please. Please, we're live. You can't be doing this in public. Calm down. But I wanted to bring attention to this. This was a real piece of merchandise for episode 1. It was a Jar Jar themed lollipop where his tongue was the candy. So you had to like lick the candy. You basically had the French kiss Jar Jar Binks if you wanted candy. All right, you know what? I think this may be like another case of like a clout smash. So, you know what? For now, we're gonna put him on plap, plap, plap. All right, we're putting him in S tier. Okay, that's where he. That's a Jar Jar. Jar Jar goes up there. All right. What about Herchek Kalfas? I remember the rubber frisbees from KFC. Oh yeah, KFC actually did a bunch of stuff, didn't they? Like, there was so much stuff for episode 1. It's honestly like not even funny. Like, I don't think anybody has a proper number of like how many things were made for Phantom Menace back in the day. Omni the Alien says, not the only rubber thing I'm using with Jar Jar. Okay, calm down, everybody. Bad Omni, I'm gonna spray you with a water bottle if you don't calm down. Oh my god. Here, so we're doing Herchek Alphas. I mean, at least you're practicing protection, which, you know, is good. So this guy, this dinosaur-looking guy, he was a male Saurin droid trader active during the Galactic Civil War. Not really much information about him. He was a hard individual. He was smart by keeping his bodyguard with him when he was at this cantina. Yeah, there really isn't much about this guy. All we know is that he was a droid trader and he had a bodyguard with him. He must be a pretty good, like, he must be a big guy if he needs to, like, have a bodyguard with him, you know? Like, I'll put him in maybe. You know, maybe he's got some deep pockets, you know? Maybe he'll, like, slip me, like, 50 credits or something. Alright, what about Kabe? Or is that Cabe? I don't know. I'm, like, Alright, I already don't feel great about this. Because he's, like, very child-coded. Like, he's like, that's just, like, a child with, like, a bat face. It was a female Chadra Fan who was a patron of the Spacewar Cantina shortly before the Battle of Yavin. Is that them? So what is with this, like, CalArts, like, style? I don't think, I mean, granted, I mean, they are of drinking age, so, like, or at least I would assume. I don't know how seedy of a bar that they were in. Actually, that's a great question. In the Star Wars galaxy, like, do bartenders have like a giant list of like what's the legal drinking age for like each like species of alien? Like, there's like, all right, humans 21, Rhodians 15, Wookiees 50. Fuck, what the fuck are you? You're an Ortolian? I don't even know what that is. Get out of here. Hello, Darabil. Welcome in the chat. Everyone's saying pass on this guy. Or actually, this is a woman on this girl. Personality. Some little bat weasel? I don't know, like an Ugnaught with a gland issue or something. That was a really hairy kid at first. Cabby user high squeaks is an effective way to get attention of the bartender Wooher. It was a female species. Yeah, wait, okay, so there really isn't much about this person, but they are at least of drinking age. But I just don't like how short they are. And also, I don't like how they scream to, like, communicate. So, you know, I pass. Also, I feel like they probably got a lot of mites or something because they're a bat. Watching underrated analog horror at 2 a.m. Those short people. Yeah, it's really short. All right, who else are we doing? Let's do Kardu Sai Malak. Kardu Sai Malak. Who the fuck comes up with these names? Do they like throw someone down the stairs and then just like call that a name? Like the noises they make as they fall down the stairs? Okay, so I kind of like the horns. It's kind of giving tiefling energy, but like the gross rotten smile is definitely not doing it for me. Looks like Satan. Yeah, that's well. That was also what I was gonna say. Was a Deveronian male who served as a cruel army captain on his homeworld of Deveron. He later went into hiding under the alias Labaria. Wait, Labria, as on the run from his wicked past life, which resulted in him having one of the largest bounties in the galaxy. Okay, this guy's like a super criminal then. This super Satan. Pretending to be a major informant, Kardusai Malak spent much of his time in the Spaceport Cantina. He was present at the cantina, taking 2 droids, blah, blah. Well, what about his personality? Looks like he's also playing Sabak with 2 of the other guys here. We're gonna get into these guys later. Personality and traits. He was wily, cruel, and a vicious individual. He's one master is much the same as taking other jobs. He was not concerned about siding with the Empire Alliance during the war, but believed that he was something that humans specifically took issue with. This guy's kind of a scumbag, ain't he? Sounds like he likes it rough. I don't think he likes it rough. I think he likes cutting people open and like drinking their blood. Like, I think he's into some really masochistic stuff. So, it's not, you know, hard pass. Because he'd probably kill me. Yeah, he's on the hardest side of BDSM. Like, you know, I don't, you know, some people are into rope, some people are into, like, you know, gags or whatever. You know, being lightly whipped. This person's into just straight up killing people. So, that's gonna be a hard pass. Ketwall is next. You know, a lot of these guys are just from the... Is that his name? Ketrol? Yeah. Oh, it's Ketwall. Ketwall, W. Ketwall. Get your special sock out, nerds. We got this elephant dude. Alright, he was, actually hip who met with the... Oh, he was actually hanging out with the Deveronian Kardusai Malak just from a few moments ago. Why is Tangia so quiet? I don't know. Tangia should not be quiet. I think it's because the music or my voice may be too loud. Here, I'm gonna lower my voice just a little bit. Fix it, sir. Alright. Alright, give me a second. Get your special sock out, nerds. Why does this keep happening with the music? Hold on. There we go. There's the music. Right, Tangia should be fine. I don't know why, like, it lowered everything. Just give me one moment. Chat, calm down. Stop offering your sock to me. I know what needs to be happening. What? Wait, oh, the volume should be like normal. Why is it not at 100 for all these? It's like putting everything at like 70% volume. Oh yeah, or just, yeah, there. Stop it! Stop! I'm trying to fix your shit. Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good. Here, I'm overriding volume on all these. There we go. That should be louder. Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good. Oh, there isn't just like a blanket option, so I'm just like. This is a special sock. Stop it! Ah, well, that is so loud. Ah! Oh, where's the PlayStation 2 one? There it is. Ah! Who redeemed that one? Everyone's in the middle of cheese slapping me. Okay, we should be good to go now. Alright, so everyone's favorite redeems should be ready to go. God, that is so much more violent. Are you guys trying to get this to 1,000? Stop it. How am I supposed to read this? Okay, I'm gonna keep reading it. He met with the Devarodian Cardu Sai Malak in the age Defil Ariel Sochus over a jigger of Marinzing gold in a booth at the cantina. He also sat with the trio Ketwell. Wait, the Lamproid Dice Ebigon also sat with the trio at the table. Who's Dice Ebigon? That guy? Behind the scene. Is there anything about his personality? There's nothing about this personality. Ah, well, that doesn't help. Ah! Stop it! You know, there's not much about this guy. I'm honestly... I will turn this stream around, chat. I will turn this thing around. Stop it! Chat, if you guys don't stop, I may actually put a timeout on this. I don't know how to check how many times. Scroll down and there should be a Tangia leaderboard, and then you should be able to sort by which redeem is the most redeemed. Be a panel. But anyway, with Ketwool, I'm just gonna put down pass just because I think the horns would get in the way, and he just doesn't look that appealing. Ah, it's big brain time. So this is the part of stream where I give you guys a fun fact or a piece of advice. So, Sheen, what would you like yours to be about? Would you like to be Star Wars themed today, seeing as how we are doing a Star Wars stream? What do you want? I can do anything. I can just give you like a Star Wars fun fact. Star Wars? Okay. Did you know that Ithorians, which is actually what this guy is, Moma Nadon, are known for having very powerful throats? It's true. Not working for me. Someone check how many times we slapped him. Is it not there? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, really? Smash immediately? Honestly, we don't even need to do that. Ithorians are so cool, honestly. Like, there's a scene from the Clone Wars micro series where, like, this guy was able to use, like, it was like an Ithorian Jedi. He basically throat sings, like, he was able to throat, like, Mongolian throat sing fucking metal panels off the wall. It was honestly kind of incredible. You know, with that, I'll put that in maybe. Also, the action figure was referred to as Hammerhead. The throat goat. I don't know, like, here's the thing about here. Ithorian. Here's the thing. They have a deep rumbling voice. So, like, one thing you have to keep in mind is that you see those slits on, like, the side of their neck? That's their mouth. That's what they speak out of. So you'd have to, like, put a hand, like, right there and then just kind of, like, to hold on or something if you're going to be doing goated activities, if you know what I'm saying. Here, let's look at Momon. Let's see if he's actually, like, an okay guy real quick. Okay, there's nothing about his personality. He hailed from the planet Ithor, but was exiled as punishment for revealing a species' agricultural secrets to the Galactic Empire in order to save Ithor. It looks like he maintained a secret small garden mountains south of the planet's on Tatooine. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, granted, that was a hard decision for him to make, I imagine, and now he's exiled. Yeah, and he is a guy. Alliance to restore the Republic. So he is a good guy. He just had to do some bad things, I think. You know what? I'll put you under maybe. Maybe after a few drinks, I get to know this guy. Maybe we could take it further. All right, who is Itik Kid? He looks like a giant mantis. Itik Kid Cock. That's just a mantis. This is a straight up mantis. Let's see. During the spaceport cantina, during Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan's visit, where a multifaceted eye was scoping out Cal Fanny Sidros' brood of eggs with a covetous intent. So this guy was trying to steal eggs? Okay, they are female. It's a Yamri female from the planet Huck. Hard pass, they will rip your head off and eat it after sex. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, look, Keedcock has a bad temper, which could easily... blah, 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 I cannot talk. I'm having a stroke. This person had a bad temper, which could be made very easy. It could be made to anger very easily. She was strong given her tiny frame and was known for her stealthiness. Was also very good with technology. Her diet consisted of meat and fresh eggs. Yeah. Well, also she has a bad temper, so like I feel like if you like forget to like put the toilet seat down or something, she'll just like rip your head off. But you know, kind of giving. I'll put that in pass, but like maybe you can move yourself up to meh if you try hard enough. All right, Lak Sivrak next. So I think this is a wolf man. I think this is literally just a furry. Yeah, this is just a dude in like a wolf mask, like from a Halloween store. There was Shistavanian male who served the Galactic Empire as a scout and hunter. He at one point was a patron of the cantina on the planet Tatooine and left the establishment by a back door during a brawl. After meeting the force-sensitive lamproid Dice Ebagon, who is that worm guy, another patron of the cantina, he fell in love with her. This guy fell in love with a worm. So this is like the boyfriend everybody's talking about in those like, would you still love me if I was a worm scenarios? That's actually kind of good. Granted, he did work for the Empire, you know, a fascist regime. So, you know, take that into consideration. Let's see. He flew an X-Wing starfighter for the... Oh, he actually joined the rebellion during the Battle of Endor. Okay, he had a change of heart. Maybe it was after eating... Wait. Ebagon was a member of the Alliance to Restore the Republic and convinced Sivrak... Oh, Ebagon was. So his girlfriend convinced him to, like, change sides, and he did. At least he had a change of heart. You see, sometimes you just need a good person in your life to, like, help you make good decisions. You know what? At first... Oh, that's his mask. Black Shivrak used an off-the-shelf Halloween mask made by Rick Baker. So this is literally just off the shelf. So you could have just gotten this from a Halloween store thing. All right, so you know what? He had a change of heart. You know, I'll put you in maybe. Granted, it's kind of hard to like, you know, shake off that, you know, that thing. But once you prove yourself, then maybe I can forgive you. But for now, you're going there. Milas. I think this guy was literally vaping in like the special editions, I think. Milas. Sarkon patron of the cantina. They sat in a booth to the left of the cantine's entrance. They were speaking Sarkese and smoking a pipe. He was still smoking, got to notification. The Sarkon had mottled great skin and blue eyes and wore a robe. 10 robes and red turban. Wait, was that a turban that they're wearing? Yeah, I guess that's a turban. Ah. God damn it, Windows. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Windows. Huff Puff eat. I don't know. They're on that fucking Deveronian shit. Like, maybe that would be a good... Thank you for the lizard. I actually had no idea I had that enabled. I like that, honestly. You know what? They seem kind of cool. It's hard. There's no gender. And there's nothing about their personality either. But you know what? Maybe. I'd say maybe. Yeah, I'd probably smash. You know what? Smash. Congratulations. You're on the same tier as Max Rebo and Jar Jar Binks. Alright, Arlyle Skoosh? Or Arleal? I think George Lucas just sneezes, and that's just what he calls his aliens. So he went Ashoosh. I think that's what he named this alien after. That is scary. Look at that. It's terrifying. Was an aging Defil fortune hunter who spent his time at the cantina. He was drinking in the cantina when bounty hunter Bosik Wasak Kardosh, or Kradoshk, or just Bosik. On later occasion, he sat with patrons Hemdazon, Bomvindin, Pons Limbic, Braconner Basiska in one of the back rooms for moving to share a jigger of Meserzane gold with the patrons Ketwall and... Oh, he's there! Due to his age, Sush was losing his ability to bend light around his body and virtually disappear. Wait, they could do that? Like, his species can literally bend light and become invisible? Hold on. Let's look at this real quick. A Defil. Sentient species who had the ability to become almost invisible by bending light around themselves. Wow. Okay. They had two sexes, male and female. They had the ability to bend light around themselves to become invisible. Elderly Defil tended to lose that ability. They had a good sense of smell. And being able to sense one molecule of blood from 6 miles away. Wow. I feel like that's an exaggeration. Kind of wild. Personality and traits. He was getting old. Okay, well, you know, he's seasoned. Definitely. He's definitely seen better days, but, you know, maybe you share like a space beer with him or something. You get to know him. Granted, I feel like he probably smells really bad because he's getting old and can't wash himself properly. I mean, look at this guy. I don't know. So, you know what? I'm going to put you under meh. You know, maybe if you comb your skin or comb your hair a little bit, maybe you can go a little higher. Miemboom Onif is next. Wait, how the fuck? How do you spell these names? Wait, well, Miyum is their name. Wait, Miyum, also called Night Lily. Wait, hold on. Miyum Onith. There we go. So they're named after a flower. Known as a Night Lily. It was a sharp-tongued Enemthe. From there, they spent time in the back rooms of the cantina. They are there next to that Gotal tax collector, remember from earlier, who we said had rotten teeth and probably smelled like alcohol. Just because the wrapper's wrinkled doesn't mean the candy is sweet. The wrinkler the raisin, the sweeter the juice. I don't know, there really isn't too much about this person. Wait. This said the Yam of... Wait, they had the nickname of Yam Nose. Huh. There really wasn't too much about this person. So this was the Huzz that the tax collector was trying to rizz up. Eminent. Wait, not language. I kind of want to learn more about them. Let me take a closer look. This is their proper stance, I guess. They have like a weird like snout right there. I guess that's their mouth. They have like a proboscis. But they do stand on 2 legs. So
Kaboom, kablow, kaboom.
recipe for granted, you got hit by a bazooka. I think about it every time I hit the hookah. Kaboom, kaboom. They're a reptilian with sharp tongues. But they didn't know about the dangers of romancing a Hemnenthe. Wait, there are dangers? Hold on. Not realizing the potential consequences. What do you mean the consequences of dating one? What does that mean? Wait, the tongue is sharp, like literally sharp, like sharp-tongued? Like their tongue is sharp, not just like, oh, they're good at like they have good charisma and they can know how to talk their way out of stuff. Like their tongues are literally sharp. I don't know. I don't know how sharp. They first appeared. Yeah, they just say they have sharp tongues. Like that's it. He was courted by the Gothal tax collector who didn't know the dangers of... Yeah, that's all that's saying. Maybe there's something in Legends. Oh, that's the Legends one? The gently long curving noses, three-fingered hands, pink the blue-gray skin. The Hemnantha loved the arts, particularly music. They're rarely found off a Hemnantha. Wait, their society was centered around true love and their unusual mating rituals. Due to a major discrepancy in the number of males compared to females of Hemnantha, the female would kill her mate upon mating. Despite this, the Hemnantha had no reservations about mating and made finding love the focal point of their culture. Okay, so this is no longer canon, but like that gives a pretty good explanation. Okay, so it's kind of like a mantis. How like the female mantis will like eat the males. Okay, with that pass, I would like to keep my head, thank you. So, yeah, we'll just go from there. Muff Talk is next. That's a good name, Muff Talk. Muff Tack. There we go. This is Muff Tack, everybody. Look at this guy. I love this guy. Look at him. He's got like a weird like butthole mouth, but you know, what do that mouth do? Known erroneously as to many as the Mufftalk, was a male Tals abandoned on the planet Tatooine as a newborn. Aww. Along with his partner Kabe. Oh, Kabe, remember this guy? Yeah, it's like boyfriend and girlfriend there, huh? He was a pickpocket, as well as a low-level spice dealer, associate of Han Solo, and a regular patron of the cantina. Okay, so this guy, like, picks pockets and sells drugs. Keep in mind, spice is like... I know they literally ripped that off from Dune in Star Wars, but, like, it's literally just drugs. I could see them together, though. I feel bad for him, though, but that doesn't give me the excuse to sell drugs. He was 2.1 meters in height, 4 black eyes and gray skin, covered in white fur. Although he was aware of his heritage and homeworld, he did not feel particularly connected to it on Tatooine and never seen another of his species. He made little effort to correct those around him who assumed to him he was a Mufftalk rather than a Tals. Largely got tired of fighting their description. Aw. That's actually kind of sad. Despite the Tals' galactic reputation for primitivity, Mufftalk was an intelligent, erudite, and contemplative. So, okay, so he was actually smart. As a spice dealer, he was able to calculate the effects of surcharges, tariffs, consideration taxes, delivery costs, and gratuities. Oh, so he was actually kind of smart. Nevertheless, he had a somewhat fatalistic personality stemming from his own financial insecurities. He considered himself particularly unlucky, constantly worried about him and Kabe's living situation and their ability to pay rent. God damn, this is getting too real. Mufftalk enjoyed a close relationship with Kabe. Despite this at times being irritated with her, he would use his great strength to keep the young, impetuous Kabe out of too much trouble. You know what? You know, a part of me is kind of coming, you know, at first I saw Spice Dealer and I was like, oh, he's okay, he's a scumbag. But now he's actually like trying to look out for his partner and trying to find his way in the world. You know what, Mufftalk? You're getting a smash from me. You know what? You deserve some good luck in your life. You know, I've always did like this guy. I like how like in the movie, like he was rubbing his weird mouth. Okay, so next is Mio. All right, Mio. It's this Cyclops looking. Oh, this. I don't know. The eyeball's not doing it for me. He was a fight-loving Abyssian from Biss. An expert in survivalist techniques, he was a tough Abyssian with regenerative abilities. He was employed with the Galactic Outdoor Survival School. Huh. Bereft of a horn, Mio was an Abyssian male from Abyss who worked at the Galactic Empire Survival School during the reign of the Galactic Empire, spent his times at the spaceport, referring to the table of Dijas Pure, an alcove close to the bar. Oh, yeah, we're more on this guy later, because this guy just looks freaky. Oh, well, why is there so much stuff? Oh, there's so much stuff about this guy. So, okay, so these guys were gambling, apparently. You had to refer to the thief as the Mufftalk and the name that stuck. So that's how he got his nickname. Sabyssian guy. Following morning, Mio had discovered the loss of his horn. Oh, wait, so he had a horn, but he lost it in a game. After winning a clue horn from a drunken Karen, the Abyssian celebrated by drinking himself to the point of irritability and then left without the horn. Intending to recoup his debt from Mio, Mufftalk took the horn, but after fell asleep, Kabe took it from the towels and then pawned it to the scrapper for rent money for her and Mufftalk. Why is there so much detail just about, like, this one thing? That is insane. What about... Why is there so much about this one guy? Look at how deep this is.
See you, chump.
Mio was known as the Cyclops during production. Okay, for a second, I thought he's flipping off the camera for a moment. Mio was a violent and stupid survival expert. He was a tough survival expert, violence enthusiast who loved to fight and had a chip on his shoulder, thinking it was not a strong suit, and he often became confused, although he was aware of both his own stupidity and unimpressed by his intelligence. He was an expert at directing his anger at others. The Abyssian had a font on the blackened, soured emotions when confronting Kabe. Okay, blah blah. Okay, so that's just more stuff about Kabe and Mufftalk. He was a terrible liar and believed that the group he often spent time with were nothing more than financial opportunities to each other, although he later apologized to both Mufftalk and Karen for his part in the Cluehorn Caper. I guess he also has self-regenerating abilities. I don't know, this guy just keeps sounding like an asshole. Look how deep this is. That's what he said. It is true, like, look at how much detail there is. This is the most detailed one. And this is for a character that showed up for, like, not even 5 seconds. Okay, based off of that, Mio, I'm gonna put you on pass, because he just seems really insecure and, you know, not willing to, like, better himself. So we're just gonna leave you there. Alright, so next is Nabrun Leads. Wait, Nabrun Leads. I love how Jar Jar's the only S tier. Well, so far, maybe that'll change. They were a Syrian male smuggler pilot for hire who flew the Scarlet Vertha, a Githrock Industries 720 light freighter. What was it? What does the spaceship look like? Okay, there's no image of it. Okay, there's an image in Legends, but that's not really important. How are they as a lover, though? Like, can you kiss them? Can you hug them? Can you squeeze them? Can you call them their own? Let's see. He had brown skin, a large pair of black eyes. Because his species evolved to breathe methane and not oxygen, he wore a breath mask and carried his own supply of gas while on Tatooine. Okay, so I don't think it's going to be possible to, like, have your moment with Nabrun here. Like, he only breathes methane. Many years later, Yalitz was present on Obadiah, where he told Kar Nuke Sin about Skywalker's appearance. Okay, that's not important. How is he as a lover? Okay, there's literally nothing. So he breathes methane and he drives a ship. Okay. So someone on set sneeze, coughs, falls. George Lucas. Yep, that's the species name now. Like, I honestly think that, like, George Lucas just has, like at home, he has, like, a chest of just random items. Like, he has, like, it's just full of random stuff. There's, like, a tube of toothpaste. There's, like, a wrench. So he's like, we got toothpaste, and we have a crowbar. Crowboo, pastu. There we go. That's a good name. This franchise is definitely worth $4 billion. Does he smash good? That's a real question. I honestly don't think he does. I mean, for a second there, I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe there's some like light BDSM stuff that goes on with this, but at the same time, that's not like a sex mask. That's like, I have to breathe methane or I die. Plus, methane is really stinky, so I'm sorry, but hard pass. Thank you, Darabil, for the lurk. I appreciate you. Okay, Ponda Baba. Okay, now we're actually getting into some notable characters. Ponda Baba. Ponda Baba, and here we go. Also known, I think this guy was known as the Walrus Man. I like how this is his claim to fame, is when he got his fucking arm chopped off. He was a male Aqualish thug who rescued Dr. Cornelius Evazan from the bounty hunter, or from a bounty hunter. Yeah, so like Dr. Cornelius Evazan is actually really fucked up. He legitimately lobotomizes people and replaces their brain with computers to call them like lobotomites or something. Hold on, remember this guy, like Snaggletooth or whatever his name was as an action figure. Okay, what did he do? He has so much stuff here. God damn. Keep in mind, this guy, like, he was an actual doctor who would, like, operate on people. See, look. Yeah, here. This is what he used to do with Ponda Baba, by the way. He would legitimately lobotomize people and create what they were called decraniated people. So, like, automatically, this guy is already not in good company. He was a patron of the Cantina, instigated an argument with Luke Skywalker while bored and drunk. Evazan claimed that Baba did not like Skywalker and began to threaten the youth, leading to a brief confrontation with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who, after failing to calm the tensions with the pirates, used his lightsaber to sever Baba's right arm. Kenobi, who was secretly one of the last remaining Jedi Masters of the nearly extinct Jedi Order, wounded Evazan with a slash across his torso when the pair drew their blaster pistols on the old man. Evazan later tried to reattach Baba's arm using his medical training, but ended up nearly killing him in the process where the procedure failed. Free lobotomy? That's not just like a partial lobotomy, that's like a complete lobotomy. Like, you do not exist anymore. Your body is but a husk for a computer now. Okay, so this guy is already not, like, the best because he hangs out with a guy who makes robot zombies. And he also got his arm chopped off. This is him attempting to reattach it.
You're quite right, Ponda. Evil doesn't preclude friendship. There, try that. At any rate, I'll have to admit it. I hoped for more chaos and treachery when I forced these two together.
He was an ill-tempered bully. Fearsome and strong Ponda Baba was an alcoholic, ill-tempered thug who enjoyed bullying on those who considered an easy target. This guy's kind of just a scumbag. Wait, are those tusks? I thought those were just like... I thought that was just like ball sack or something. Sounds like my dad. Smash. You know what? I'm gonna say pass on that one. Honestly, he just, like... I feel like he'd call you names throughout the entirety of it, and he's not a very good lover. I don't think he'd hold you close. I mean, he's like my dad. He's dead. Oh, man. Chat's just going insane. Oh, my God. Man, I like how we're, like, only an hour and 15, and we're not even, like, halfway through this. Here, you know what? Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go for someone a little bit more different. Let's do IG-88. I like IG-88, honestly. IG-88. Here, let's go. Here, it's IG-88. Not to be confused with IG-11 from Mandalorian. IG-88 is different. Here, let's go to canon. I've always liked how this guy looks. He just looks very straight. Like, he's very well put together and sturdy. He has a very good sense of balance. He was the model of a set of 5 identical assassin droids manufactured by Hollow-1 Laboratories. Upon their activations, the droids slaughtered their constructors and escaped the laboratories into the galaxy. Wow. One of these droids was an independently programmed IG-88 assassin droid and fought as a war droid and became a feared bounty hunter. He typically referred to himself as IG-88 or IG-88D, IG-88C, and there's also IG-88 series droids that work together as bounty hunters, while IG-88A planned to overthrow organic life. Oh. I guess there's not a lot of stuff from, like, canon. He has a lot of stuff from Legends. Are we preparing for the Mandalorian movie? No, we are celebrating Star Wars Day by doing a smash or pass of Glup Shittos. That is what this that's what this first part of stream is for. Yeah, honestly, I would legitimately smash. You know, you just gotta like duct tape the right parts together and you got something you can do. Maybe you could reprogram them to be a better lover. So you know what? We're gonna put you up there. IG-88, you fucking slay, sister. Slay queen. May the 4th. Where's the bee with you? Well, no, it's May 4th, and it kind of sounds like May the 4th, Dairy Bill. You know? Alright, Dice Ebagon. We talked about this guy a little bit. Apparently, he is a Force-sensitive worm creature. Who was actually dating that wolf guy, remember? Yeah, he was a Force-sensitive lamproid and a member of the Rebel Alliance. Okay, okay. She, her, worm creature, lamproid, probably based off of lamprey, so they know how to suck really good. Lover of Locke Sivrak, who convinced to join the Rebel Alliance. They were a patron of the bar, sat across the table from Patchahip and Ketwall, or the Patchahip named Ketwall. Personality, they were Force sensitive with brown skin. Okay, there's not really much about their personality. But hey, if they were able to like turn a fascist into like a freedom fighter, you know, they're probably a good person.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Wait, how did I snap earlier? Oh, actually, I don't know how I snapped. I think I kind of like cracked my neck the wrong way and it just like kind of broke that way. You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. Think I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little, richer. Okay, actually, thank you for the water. I've been meaning to drink water for a little bit. Is no one gonna talk about how he snapped? I already did. Like, watch this. That was my bones cracking. Or at least I think they're bones. Not exactly sure. Why you put me in jail just because I mentioned that this thing could suck really good? Get me out of here. Socks have bones? Well, keep in mind, I'm a sock homunculus. Like, I am the soul of a gamer trapped within a sock. Don't say it. His chat's just going insane. I think it's the sound of marbles cracking together in his head. You know, it could be that. If I just kind of like crack my head the right way, I can make the marbles rolling around in my brain clack together. But anyway, this lamproid. This is the only image of them, by the way. It's only like a side profile, but like... Actually, there's an image here. You know, maybe if they're really careful with like those teeth. Yeah, maybe. It's kind of like a sentient hole almost. That's really unappealing the way I said that. Never mind. Lampreys don't have jaws. Oh, okay. Wait, they don't have Jawas or jaws? Okay, jaws. Okay, well, yeah, so this is perfect then. Alright, let's do... There's still so many of these. We're already like halfway through. Let's, you know what? Let's do like one that's actually more conventionally attractive. Let's do Tonway. Now, Tonway is like a tall drink of water in the desert. I mean, look at her. Humana. I'm kidding. Like that, they have really freakishly long necks, so... Yeah, look, this is like a better image. That's her. I mean, potentially there is something there. They were like a skilled geneticist, so, you know, very educated, very smart. Here, what about personality and traits? Like, you guys probably know her from Star Wars. They were the one who met up with Obi-Wan and was like, so you're Master Sifo Dyas. We have 200,000 with more than 1 million on the way. Physically, she was notable for her beauty and sylph-like figure. See? She was known for beauty. She was proud of the clone troopers developed by the Grand Army of the Republic. She possessed a gentle nature, but was also naive, and therefore failed to realize that Obi-Wan Kenobi had been unaware of the clones' army's existence prior to their arrival on Kamino. Yet, despite her gentle nature, she was very airy moral, just like her species, and saw the clone creations as possessions rather than people. Ordered by Sue to recover the unaltered clone girl Omega. Okay, this is getting into Bad Batch territory. Wei did not object and was willing to go along with the Prime Minister's plan to have Omega killed once her DNA was extracted. However, Wei's loyalty to Lama Su and her naivety proved to be her downfall. She was unable to notice scientist Nalisay's care for Omega and determination to protect her, leading Wa to be killed by the bounty hunter Fennec Shand. That's a decent amount of lore. So they're quite naive, but they are very smart, and they are quite beautiful. You know what? That is absolutely S tier material. Honestly. Oh, I wouldn't mind. Absolutely S tier. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's do. We'll just go. Yeah, we'll do like a couple like random ones here. How about Kit Fisto? Kit Fisto is actually kind of interesting because he has 2 different designs. Oh, well, at least in the movies. Like from episode 2 and episode 3, they have 2 different designs, which is very weird. I think this was him in episode 2, right? So he's like I forget what. Yeah, he's a Natolan male Jedi Master during the final years of the Galactic Republic. He has a really cool scene in the Clone Wars micro series where he like disrobes and like fights droids underwater with his lightsaber, which is fucking awesome. Appearances. Yeah, so this guy actually has like a couple different like appearances. Like this is him in Clone Wars. You know, he actually looks like a hot drink of water here. Like look at that. He actually looks conventionally attractive. Yeah, and here he just looks like a hot mess. Yeah, I think that was episode 3. Like episode 2, he looked fucking weird as hell. Is there even an image of him from episode 2? No, yes, perhaps. Okay, this is not helping, honestly. Yeah, here's something from him from episode 2. Like he has more rounded eyes here. Like he's more beady-eyed. It's like, hold on. Wait, 3. See, like, look, this is what I mean. Like, look at this. What the fuck is this one on the left? Thank you for lurking. Thank you for looking on me. But like, look at this. Look at that. He looks like he looks like you caught him in the middle of him like smoking weed and he's like trying to hold it in not to alert anybody. And here he just looks like completely bug-eyed. Still smell. Okay, Clone Wars Kit Fisto. Absolutely. Like, look at this. That is a handsome boy right there. That is beautiful. Okay, so if we're talking that, Kit Fisto is going to be like Smash. Easily. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if he had like plastic surgery during the Clone Wars or what. But like then decided to get rid of it. But you know what? Yeah. Okay, let's go for Pons Limbic next. Also, here's a free sock wisdom. Did you know that Kit Fisto has one of the few waterproof lightsabers? His lightsaber has been modified to like personally by him to be constantly waterproof. Nicknamed Brainiac was a Sinistine who specialized in calculating the coordinates of hyperspace jumps in his head. This guy is all head. Although I feel like he doesn't really have like a skull, so I have to be careful with that. He was later present in the cantina again. The bounty hunter Boba Fett enters, searching for information about Skywalker's identity. That's just kind of ugly. He possessed an enormous brain that was capable of wonders. Calculating hyperspace coordinates was one of the Limbic specialties, which made him an invaluable Starship crew member. He was exceptionally intelligent and above average speed with average weight, diplomatic skills, and fighting ability, but was not force sensitive. Okay, so Mr. Pons Limbic, aka Brainiac. I mean, he is a great guy. He's a great sailor, I guess, or I guess Starship crew. Welcome back, Ami. We're talking about this guy. But at the same time, I don't think he'd be a good lover. I honestly think like he's very skilled, but I feel like he's like in his own head, pun intended. Like if you don't like constantly like praise him, he'll just be like, get out of here, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much it on him. He doesn't really have a lot. The character was referred to as Brainy, Cranium Head, or Crater Head. Okay, I like the name Crater Head. That's actually kind of nice. But I feel like if you were to actually get into the act with him, his like head would throb, which would be weird. But you know what? I'm gonna put you on maybe. Maybe if you get that ego in check, then maybe you'll have a chance. All right, how about Greedo? Let's do Greedo. Greedo's like a famous one, right? Greedo was kind of a scumbag though, isn't he? Here you go, Greedo. Male Rhodian bounty hunter and mercenary who grew up on Tatooine. During the Clone Wars, he was hired by the Trade Federation to kidnap Chai Esque Papanoidea. Oh. Occasionally hired by crime lord Jabba the Hutt for various mercenary jobs, including the capture of Han Solo, who killed the luckless Rhodian. Okay. I mean, this guy's just iconic. I love how Rhodians look. Like these guys are the definition of green aliens or like an LGM. I like it. Wait, that was Greedo? That was him? He hung out with Luke Skywalker? That's real? Hailing from the swamp planet Rhodia and born in 44 BBY, Greedo relocated during his youth and lived in the desert. After slave boy Anakin Skywalker won the famous Boonta Eve Classic, beating the renowned Doug racer Sebulba, Greedo jumped to the conclusion that he had cheated. Angered by the false accusation, Skywalker consequently found himself entangled in a fight with young Rhodian. The fellow young Rhodian Wald warned Greedo that if he continued to pick on fights, he'd eventually meet a bad end. So that was him. He was hanging out with Luke Skywalker as a kid. Wow. Okay, so obviously, he did not shoot first. It was Han that shot first. Blah, blah, blah. We already know all this. He wasn't very good as a bounty hunter, apparently, or even as a mercenary. Greedo had an overly high opinion of himself as a bounty hunter. Okay, so he's full of himself. As a boy, he was noted for his temper and tendency to pick fights with others, which his friend Wald warned him would lead to trouble. Greedo was overconfident as an adult and slow to uptake, and had something of a poor shot with a blaster. So he thought highly of himself as a big-time bounty hunter due to his employment with Jabba the Hutt, making himself even more prestigious than Boba Fett, although others saw him as unremarkable. Oh yeah, this guy's kind of like really in his own head. So with Greedo, I don't know, if he was a better shot and like kind of kept his ego in check, he'd probably be better. But I feel like if you like accidentally badmouthed him or like said something that he perceived as bad, he would like backhand you and be like, "You shut your mouth." Like he'd be really mean with you. He would not be a good lover at all. I'd still one night stand it. Yeah, okay, maybe after a few drinks. Maybe the drinks kept his ego in check. But like having like a sober relationship with Greedo would not work. Okay, how about Rigesk? Is that his name? Rigesk was a Rantat thief who was lurking in the cantina. Dude, that's just Master Splinter. What the fuck's he doing in Star Wars? It's a giant rat. Yeah, there's not much about this guy. He was just hanging out with a bunch of other people. He briefly looked over before going back to their business. He had brown fur, black eyes, and wore a brown robe. Yeah, so this is just like... Yeah, there really isn't much about this guy. Okay, there's something about like the card trader app. But what about in Legends? Is there anything in Legends to go off of? Okay, there's like less to do with Legends. He was known as a fair trader. He regularly traded with the Jawas such as Het Nikik. Because was not picky and was willing to steal anything, even trash. His tribe needed power for their bootleg vaporator unit. So he went into Mos Eisley spaceport to look for a power source. He intended to trade with the Sand People, or with a Sand People battle idol, Nikik, in the spaceport, which duringly quietly stole the power source of his DL-44 blaster to use for his tribe's vaporator. Leading to the deck of Nikik, not knowing he's got no power during a shootout with stormtroopers. Oh. Okay, well, he seems like a good guy. He's willing to do some bad stuff to, like, keep his tribe together, I guess. So, you know what? That's noble. But besides this, there is not much about his personality. And I don't know, like, rats are actually a lot cleaner than you think. So I'm thinking he's based off a rat. Like, I put it under meh. Maybe if he's, like, freshly showered and, like, groomed a little bit, maybe. But, probably not. Who else we got? Oh, this guy's a fucking Leo Losea. This guy's a fucking nightmare. Look at him. Look at how many like eyeballs he has. Ew. Wait, it's a woman actually. Ew. Female Vuvrian, who is a terrestrial vehicle sales merchant. Okay, so used car salesman, basically. Wait, zoom in. Oh, here's a better picture. This is them. Like, right here. Ew! Their face looks like a malformed, like focaccia bread. Like, you ever make, like, focaccia bread with, like, garlic, like, whole garlic cloves? It's like that. She has a large head with dual tentacles and eyes in multiple shapes and colors. She bought Luke Skywalker's land speeder for 2,000 credits. The Vuvrian stood around the same height as Skywalker. They had two arms that were attached to flat green appendages that articulated to form a cupped hand. Okay, so that's their hand right there. Here, is there like a better image? Why are the eyes looking in different directions? No. Hard pass. No. Hard pass. Big no. I don't like that at all. I just don't like how, like, if the eyes were all looking at you, that'd be different. But, like, if you see the whites of their eyes that are, like, kind of bloodshot, that just does not look good. Who else should we do? Let's mix it up a little bit. What about Ben Quadraneros? Everybody loves Ben Quadraneros. Everybody loves Ben Quadraneros. Look at this guy. He's happy. He has a family. He's a good guy. No wonder I had my third eye. Look, a third eye is actually fairly normal. This thing has 20 eyes. Like, that thing has 20 eyes. Look. Look at that. They're all looking in different directions. Ami, your alien, like, design face is quite nice. It's quite lovely. This is horrifying. This is like a bug creature. But anyway, Ben Quadraneros, everybody. Yeah. He was an inexperienced Tung pod racer pilot who raced in the amateur circuits before entering the Boot to Eve Classic pod race on the planet Tatooine. So this is the guy, if you remember, this guy's pod race, like, broke down and he was stuck at the starting line, like, slamming his fist on, like, the control panel. He actually ended up surviving the race, even though, like, a bunch of other racers died. Yeah, the racer hammered his fist into the vehicle as a group of dumb series pit droids attended to it, although to no avail. Yeah, so this guy's I think he lost. Quadraneros persisted in pod racing and in 29 BBY, he qualified to take part in the Varl tournament, an underground event being run by the Splinter faction of the Pike Syndicate in the moons of Varl. The day before the first round of tournaments, Quadraneros entertained some of his opponents in the barracks that the racers were all staying in, claiming to be friendly with the Doug pod racer Sebulba. When the racer Malone, who's in fact a Skywalker, insulted Sebulba, Quadraneros flipped a table at Skywalker and then charged at him. Skywalker stood his ground and brought up Quadraneros' loss on Boot Eve, after which the Tung left. Wait, so is Racer Revenge actually canon then? Because, like, Racer Revenge is about Luke Skywalker coming back, like, before the events of Episode 2 to, like, do more pod racing stuff. Hold on, I need to actually, like... Here, we're doing more of this music because I think it's awesome. Anywho. Once the race began, Quadraneros and the other ones learned the Nefig and... Okay, blah, blah, blah. How is he as a person? Wow, there's a lot of stuff about this guy. This is all canon, too. This was his concept art. Lego appearance. Oh, he did show up in some of the Lego stuff. Is there anything about his personality? Where's his personality? Personality and traits. Quadraneros was more comfortable on the amateur pod racing circuits. It was quite terrified of the Boonta Eve Classic, panicking shortly before the race about the fact that he would be competing in such an unimpressive and dangerous competition. The fact that he was using a vehicle that he had rented at the last moment only increased his anxiety. Oh, so that wasn't even his own pod racer. Quadraneros pretended to be friendly during the Varl tournament with Sebulba and violently came to his defense when Skywalker insulted him. Although the Tung left after his past failure at the Boonta Eve was brought up. He was angry with Skywalker when his true identity was revealed, but followed his plan upon learning the human was a Jedi and admitted that to the other racer was alright before having to split up with Skywalker. Although he was brought up that his Jedi abilities that had aided him in winning the Boonta Eve. Despite Tung's being extremely timid by nature, he overcame his shyness to become a pod racer and participate in the sport. Although Skywalker considered him to be twitchy and jumpy. The racer was just short by Tung standards. He was an innovative, pudgy, comic-faced, with yellow skin and orange eyes, a 3 antenna. Okay. So he's just kind of like a rookie pod racer, I guess. Actually, hold on. Okay, there we go. I don't know, like, I guess he's kind of jumpy and he's, like, really, like, in his own, like, he needs to learn to get out of his own way. But, you know what, I feel like he's a half-decent guy. Where the fuck's Ben? There he is. Ben, you know what, I'll put you in maybe. Although, I think the face is a little too long. Actually, no, I'm gonna put you in meh. I think the face is what really gets me. Let's do something else. You know what, Snice Noodles. Snice Noodles, look at it. Look at her. Look at this tall drink of water. Homina, homina. Just kidding. I don't know about the face. Although they do have, like, human-looking lips, sort of. And they have tusks, too? I actually had no idea they had tusks. Snice Noodles, also known as Miss Snooty, was a female Pawlowick singer and part-time bounty hunter. The former lover of Zero the Hutt. Oh, yeah, that's right. From Clone Wars. I forgot about that. Hard pass, you don't think... But she's a femme fatale, look. I think she was the one who killed Zero. Yep, look. That's her killing her former lover. Okay, how's their personality, though? Nice was modeled with skin. He was best friends with former performer Griata Jendawanian. Their friendship was so strong that Snoodles only accepted being hired by Max Rebo on the condition that she hired Jendowan as a singer and dancer too. She was often viewed as an innocent person, but she was shrewd, devious, and ruthless. She did have some standards, though. And she expressed shock and horror the moment she saw Jabba drop Ula to her death, stopping singing and while witnessing the act. Okay. So they're cutthroat, but like, maybe if you get into their good graces, they'll like you. I don't know, like I don't know, chat. Like, what that mouth do? I can't believe I said that. This is the actual puppet that they used in Return of the Jedi. It almost looks like they have like a grumpy mouth. I don't know if that's just like fat folds or what, or if those are like exposed naturals there, but Snice Noodles. Where's Snice Noodles? They were somewhere. Yeah, where'd you go? There's like so many of these fucking alien creatures everywhere. Ah, shit, I lost track of them amongst all of this noise. Oh, here they are. They're right here. You know what? I'm gonna say smash. Actually, you know what? Maybe. I'm gonna put you in maybe. Maybe if I had a few drinks. And I don't know if we're even gonna get to like all of these. There's like so many of these. Let's do. Here, let's go back in order. We'll do Solo Mahal. What's this guy? I keep forgetting. Like as soon as I see their name, I immediately forget. Solo Mahal. I need way more than a few. Yeah, I think I need a whole bottle of like Belvedere first. Is a Latrillian who served the Galactic Republic's military forces as a general during the time of the Clone Wars between the Republic and Confederacy of Independent Systems. He worked alongside Thyrasian or Thera Sun Guard, which is a mercenary group. General had gray hair, light skin, and black eyes. They wore a gray scarf and gray jacket. Okay, there's not really much about this guy, but he was a general. That's admirable, at least. Oh, it looks like a naked mole rat. It is kind of giving mole rat vibes. There really isn't much about this guy. So, you know what? You're going and pass. Sorry. Maybe if you fixed your whole face, then maybe. Oh, man, Zutton. Let's do Zutton, everybody. Snivian male. Look at this is Snaggletooth, everybody. No. I can't believe that this site is trying to fucking dox me over and over again. Dutton was a Snivian male who was an artist as well as a highly skilled bounty hunter and Jabba Desic Tour, or for Jabba Desic Tour. Is that Jabba's full name? Press's article not up to date. Oh yeah, that's Jabba the Hutt. I don't know why they put his whole name there. Highly skilled bounty hunter. He spent time at the Spaceport Cantina. Nicknamed Snaggletooth. Personality traits. He had a hunchback resulting in his right shoulder being noticeably higher than his left. Yeah, you're right. My brain feels like it's pulsing. Wait, why is your brain pulsing? Are you having a headache? Do you need some water? Also, you can definitely tell this guy has... It's just a guy in a mask, because that's just that guy's hands. You know what? I'm not going to put too much thought into this. No. Actually, hard pass. I don't know if I can get past the beady eyes and, like, Snaggle face. I'm sorry, Snaggletooth. Alright, how about Bosick? Bosick Wasak Kradoshk. I mean, I don't know. Like, this guy's kind of giving. He's a Trandoshan bounty hunter, referred to as Bosk. This guy's actually a lot of fun to play as in Battlefront 2, which I love that. I love his, I like how he looks like a dinosaur and he has like a cool pressure suit on that looks like he's an astronaut, but like still dangerous. My head feels bigger than crater heads. Oh. You gotta get some Tylenol. You gotta get some water in you. You gotta calm down. You gotta like lower your sodium intake also. That usually helps. Let's see, personality and traits. Like, I feel like this guy needs no introduction. Like, look at this guy. He's a ruthless bounty hunter, and look at that. He always has his feet out for some reason. I don't know why he takes off his boots. I can't have Tylenol? Oh, why not? Gotta get some Tylenol at least. Bossk was a moody and serious yet ruthless, efficient bounty hunter who believed in upholding the bounty hunter's code at any cost. Okay, so he's chivalrous. Okay. He did not like any other bounty hunters or governments interfering with any of his bounties, nor questions about his past with his father. Okay, so he has daddy issues. While Bossk tended to work alone, he's also capable of working with other individuals, including Boba Fett, Aura Singh, and Ezra Bridger from... Oh, that's from Rebels, actually. He was known to keep his promises to the letter of the law. He was also known as a fair and honest combatant. Okay, so this guy's actually, like... He's ruthless, but at least he's, like... He's a soldier of honor, you know? I can't have talent to deliver issues. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Now, surprisingly, like, acetaminophen actually, like, interacts with the liver in a really weird way. Yeah, he does have... I don't know what his daddy issues were, and honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna get into this stream, because, like, we're already, like, almost 2 hours into this part. I kind of want to just, like, finish, like, sort of wrap this up in a timely manner. But basically, okay, so this guy, he knew how to keep his word. Whenever he set up a contract, he makes sure he followed it to the letter. Wait, Bossk earned his reputation by being one of the best bounty hunters in the galaxy, and during the Imperial era, his reputation was akin to that of a folk hero. Although Bossk had some honor, who was also capable of grotesque cruelty, skinning his prey on multiple occasions. He was also 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed 113 kilograms. Oh. God damn. Trandoshan viewed instinct as fierce, not cruel, and believed that the only purpose of the Wookiee species was to be hunted. Oh yeah, they do hunt Wookiees, that's the thing. Honestly, Bossic's pretty cool. I like this guy. You know what? I'm gonna put you here. As long as you come up with a contract beforehand, that's a smash. Alright, how about Zuckuss? Zuckuss is also one of the bounty hunters from episode 5. Yeah, look at this guy is... This guy was also weird. I thought he was a bug at first, but it turns out I guess that's just like a mask or something. Force-sensitive man Gand Feinsman, who worked as a bounty hunter prior to the Civil War, or prior and during the Civil War. He often worked together with Forlom. Zuckuss had a run-in with Han Solo that left a ship. The Mist Hunter powered down on a strange planet. He was later assembled among other hunters assembled by Darth Vader on the Millennium Falcon, blah, blah, or to find the Millennium... I cannot speak today. What is going on today? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, apparently he's not like a bug creature. It's so weird. Wait, Gand breathing Gand. What is it? Breathing Gand. So, okay, so that's what they look like without the mask. Oh. So they are okay, so they are bug creatures. I thought like that the whole thing was just a mask. Or I thought it like I didn't know it was a mask. I thought he was just a bug, but it looks like the whole thing was just a mask to cover his bug face. One of 2 species of Gand needing to take in ammonia from the atmosphere. Okay, so they breathe ammonia. Let's see personality and traits. He was force sensitive and was a tireless tracker of uncanny abilities that made him a lucrative bounty hunter. Possessing a sixth sense, he claimed he could feel disturbances in the force, which his partner Forlom dismissed as superstitious mumbo jumbo. Zuckuss did not register to have force sensitivity on the methods they use to measure such abilities. Okay, so he has slight force sensitivity. Okay, so that is his breathing mask. So he has to breathe in ammonia, apparently. He wore a gas mask respirator connected to breathing packs to breathe in ammonia in an oxygen-rich atmosphere. He wore heavy battle armor underneath his beige Feinsman body cloak, and a snare rifle, a knife. Okay. Honestly, kind of cool looking, but like, I don't know if like, there's no way you can actually like do stuff with this guy. He's gonna be the same like as this Nebrun Leeds guy, where he has to breathe in methane, this guy's bringing in ammonia. So, sorry. It's gonna make kissing him really hard. Yoxgit. Wait, Yoxgit. Ugh. Ugnaught male Yoxgit works selling to Banagast to arms dealer in Cloud City on the planet Bespin. His face looks like he's melting. He's a very sharp-dressed Ugnaught, but at the same time, he looks like he's melting. Ugh. He began working for the crime lord Jabba the Hutt. Again, encountered Solo while the rebel was frozen in carbonite. Ah, this guy's... Okay, so he actually died on Jabba's sail barge, apparently. Yeah, he worked for the Hutts. So worked on Cloud City. Ugnaught male with black eyes, fair skin. He uses 2 facial tusks in blood duels. So he used his face tusks to, like, fight people. Asuka's the melting face. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't think we really need to go into detail with this guy. Yeah. Salacious B. Crumb, that was the weird fucking weasel that hangs out with Jabba. He goes, so, no, because that's an animal and not really sentient, I don't think. I'm not gonna look this guy up. He looks gross. Oh, Man actually kind of perplexes me because, like, I saw this and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Man. Oh, wait. Amanda Mamam was a male badass senator from the New Republic who represented the Bidass people. And this is only from Legends. There's no images of him. Weird. Well, okay. Well, there's not really much to go off of, but if we're gonna go off this, like, tiny little thing here, pass. The thing, he looks like he's gonna, like, suck my blood or something. All right. Tessic. Next. Was a male Quarren who was accountant for the Hutt crime lord, or for I guess for Jabba the Hutt, as well as a patron of his, enjoying the decadent atmosphere on Jabba's palace, frequenting parties there. Okay, so he's just like his corrupt accountant. Yeah, he was a Quarren. Oh, he's actually from Moncala too. Personality and traits. He's financially skilled and clever Quarren who views the world of Jabba's palace with a clear and calculating mind. His loyalty to Jabba was a smokescreen to hide his desire to kill the Hutt. Even though the Quarren did not realize that Jabba probably knew of his schemes, the Quarren, however, guilt-ridden over embezzling from his employer and was so desperate to escape. They lived up to some of the worst qualities attributed to the Quarrens by others, who often viewed the species as untrustworthy schemers and willing to take any advantage. The accountant stood over 1.8 meters tall, had orange skin and blue eyes. He had moisture-retaining robes and white-lined gray cloak. There's not really much to him, but I don't know. Accountants are kind of boring. Yeah, but like, what do those tentacles do? Those tentacles can do something, maybe. Let's just, you know, here, let's mix it up again. Let's actually do something interesting. Pablo Jill. His name is just Pablo, and he looks like an upside-down shark. Ah. What is this guy? Is he a Jedi? Yeah, it was a male Jedi Knight who participated in the first battle of Geonosis as the Jedi assault team. Pablo Jill fought alongside the Jedi. I guess that's his only... He doesn't really have anything else here. Yeah, he's like a goblin shark. I don't know. Don't slap me. What am I doing? His lightsaber was stolen. Oh. Take it off the screen. Okay, we're gonna take this off the screen and we're just gonna put you in no. Sorry, buddy. Here, you know what? Let's do another fun one. Jack Porkins. They only called him Porkins because he was fat, which is sad. And in all honesty, he's just a regular guy. His nickname was Piggy. Let's try an attractive one after the fun one. You know what? I agree with that. Wait, taking a vacation. This guy is known for taking a vacation? Near the Battle of Kishik, Biggs Darklighter suggested the Porkins to take a vacation on the planet Irif. After 12 days, they became aware that the vacation spot was reserved by an Imperial officer. After learning this information, Porkins and Darklighter went to the officer's room and pretended to have blasters. The officer became frightened and told them that he was just a parent of 6. Porkins then apologized that he and Biggs Darklighter both left. Oh, sorry. Someone was trying to call me there for a second. Eventually, security caught Porkins' dark lair. They were told to leave the vacation spot after, or the manager would be called. So yeah, they're just a normal guy. Apparently, being fat is the worst thing it can be in Star Wars. Yeah, like here. Oh, he has an R5 unit right there. Look at that. Honestly, not that bad. He's just a fat guy. You know, some people are into the dad bod. I personally am not. So we are just gonna, you know, some people find things in him. Man, I can't be in Star Wars. I'm fat. That's not true. Anyone can be in Star Wars. It's an entire galaxy full of sentient creatures. You could be any shape, any size, any color skin. You can breathe any atmosphere. Star Wars is for everyone. But apparently they made fun of him, which fuck him for that. Just they called him Piggy because he was like 250 pounds or something. I was like, how do you know if I'm fat or not? Like, you just said that you're... Anyway, we're just... Forget it. I love my chat, no matter what shape and size they are. I appreciate y'all being here. I love you guys. But honestly, I personally am not into the dad bod aesthetic. I'm sure some people are. Put you... Yeah, you know, I'll put you in maybe. Why not? At least you're human. All these are like aliens. I don't know if you like touch them a certain way and like your skin dissolves or what. Okay, let's actually do an attractive one. How about Ula? Now, Ula, if you remember, was the Twi'lek who got thrown into the pit, like right at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. Actually, I don't know if I can even show this on stream. Whoops. Yeah, I could probably, like, they are very scantily clad. Yeah, I could probably show this. See. I mean, yeah. Ula openly resisted the Hutt's advances, and for this public humiliation, Jabba dropped the dancer through the trap door into the pit below the throne room. Yeah. That's, like, not great. Actually, what was her personality like? Personality and traits. Olive green complexion, a delicate neck, and black eyes. They were 5'3", and she was enthralled by stories of grandeur that Fortuna told her about Jabba's palace, and turned down opportunities to escape so that she could see it. The Twi'lek danced daintily with graceful choreography, and was the younger and slimmer than the regular dance partner Gargan. Jabba had a vile temper and would drastically punish those who did not please him. Oh. Kind of sad. So she was like brought in with like promises of like grandeur and luxury, but just made the dance for this guy. I mean, honestly, she is very attractive, but like at the same time, I feel bad for that. Like, she just wanted to see the galaxy. She wanted to see luxuries and stuff, but she got fucking thrown into a Rancor pit. But honestly, oh wait, whoops. There we go. Put you there. Honestly, that is like, honestly, Twi'leks are just humans in with body paint. Like, that's all they are. They have like the two head tendrils, but that's it. Like up here, you can kind of tell that like the most humanoid tend to get like the plap 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 tier. So here, let's actually do another attractive one, because this one's actually more fun than just being like on like all of these. What about Lin May? This is another Twi'lek, I believe. Another Twi'lek dancer who performed at the Max Rebo band at Jabba the Hutt's palace. They sang vocals along with Griata Jindawian and blah blah blah. I can't talk. Along with Snice Noodles and Rice Dal Sant. Yeah, there's not much about their personality, but they are very beautiful. And you can definitely tell that this is like paint, because like you can tell there's like that spot behind the neck and like right there. So this is just a human in a costume. What if the whole bit is this like, this wasn't even a Twi'lek, this is just somebody cosplaying a Twi'lek in the movie? I also did a few unconventional attractive ones were S tier. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, this is like, yeah. May grew up on the northern continent of planet Ryloth. She was saved by slavery by Boba Fett, and thus Hero worshipped him and fell in love with him as well. He was well learned in the art of Twi'lek dance. Oh. Okay, so this wasn't necessarily like a slavery situation. This was just, she's just good at dancing. As it just does so as like a profession. Ew, she fell in love with it? Apparently, well, I guess it's like a trauma bond or something. I guess it's a hero worship. So, you know what? Honestly, she's purty. That's all I have to say, really. Which other one could we do? What about Tarful? Let's do Tarful. Tarful's actually kind of cool. Tarful appeared in. All right, let's not go let's go canon. Yeah, so this guy was the Wookiee chieftain. He was actually like a giant freedom fighter. He actually shows up in Jedi Fallen Order as well. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would do with the Wookiee though. Like, there's a lot of fur. Like, okay, if they were properly groomed and like brush their hair like 5 times a day, then maybe. But like, I've dealt with people with a lot of long hair before, and their long hair gets like everywhere. Like, just all the time. So it's like kind of annoying to deal with that. But at the same time, 7 foot 7 inches. They can absolutely body anyone. Also, he's always got the fucking strap on him. Also, I didn't know that Wookiees actually had like their own blaster rifles. It's actually kind of interesting. Personality and traits, wore armor around his shoulders and chest, demonstrated great loyalty and trust amongst his warriors and allies. Traits that were held in high honor in Wookiee culture. Okay, so he's loyal. He worked closely with Chewbacca during the Clone Wars, were considered a dear friend by Jedi Master Yoda. Although an ally of the Republic, Tarful was primarily focused on governing of Kashyyyk. With the dawn of the Galactic Empire, Tarful would fight against the regime and became a symbol of Wookiee resistance. Tarful fought with the Kashyyyk long gun. Oh. You know what? Yeah. I'll put you up and smash. He's like a dad. I feel like he'd be a great father. You could father some like weird hybrid Wookiee children with him. Who else should we do? Who else? Who else we feeling? How about Wat Tambor? I like Wat Tambor's voice. Wat Tambor. This is the guy who says like the Techno Union Army, and then like his voice modulator breaks. Like for real, they're just like, I would smash that night and day. Wait, you think anyone's looked at Yoda and said, I want that? I mean, there is Yaddle on this. Actually, you know what? Here, Yaddle is just female Yoda. Here, we'll come back to Wat Tambor in a second. This is literally just female Yoda. Same species as Master Yoda and Din Grogu. She's the Jedi Master and was in charge of the Jedi Initiates during the High Republic era, so she's also been around a long time. But she also died, I think, between episodes 1 and 2 after fighting Count Dooku. That's just Yoda and... Yoda just dresses up as a woman to get 2 paychecks from the Jedi Temple. That'd be incredible if that was true. That'd be so funny. But at the same time, like... how is their personality? Yaddle was highly sought after for her great wisdom. She was also known for her quiet demeanor, patience, and kindness. Eno Cordova thought that she was strong-willed and had a strange sense of humor. She looked up to Grandmaster Yoda, who belonged to the same species as her, although they were not siblings and was nearly twice her age. Enough for Yaddle to consider him old. Oh. Okay, so this actually introduced that, like, Yaddle was, like, considered, like, okay, I'm not gonna actually have a, like, hook up with this guy. Also, her height. Wait, how tall is she? Hold on. Go back up. How tall is she? 0.61 meters or about 2 feet. That's like almost suck height, I guess. I don't know. That's hard to say, honestly. Wait, in 9 BBY, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis discussed Master Yaddle with Jedi Master Eno Cordova. Cordova once having known her. Kestis mentioned that his Master Jaro Tapal had been the Padawan of Yaddle. In 3 ABY, Yoda had a vision in the Cave of Evil in which he learned that Dooku had killed Yaddle. That's like a toddler. Yeah, but this is like mature for her age. So they're like, she's like what, 300? Wait, no, she was born 509. Wait. What is 509 minus 32? Okay, so she was 477 years old before she died. And that's considered, like, mature. I mean, you do bring up a good point. I don't know if the height is something I'd really consider. You know what? Yaddle, where the fuck are you? There you are. I'll put you in meh. You'd be fun to have drinks with, but, like, I don't know. Besides that. And maybe, like, a firm handshake, perhaps? You know, pass, but like, I would still be fun to have drinks with. Okay, who else? Let's do a few more, actually. How about Griata? That's also like a conventionally attractive one. This one was already mentioned a few times. This is just Greedo, but female. They were a singer and dancer for the Max Rebo band. Also nothing about her personality, apparently. Okay, what about in Legends? Is there anything in Legends? Okay, there's some stuff on her in Legends. She was interested in music, singing, and dancing, causing her to be considered unusual for a Rhodian. The vast majority of which delighted in violence and combat. Both her and Rystal Sand were shocked at the depravities they witnessed in Jawa's palace. Oh. Okay, well, okay, so she's interested in music and she likes dancing, you know, she's very in tune with culture and art. Welcome in, Emo Freak, how you doing? We're doing a Star Wars Smash and Pass. Would you smash this? I might. Fuck, no, you wouldn't. I mean, I'm open-minded. I think after a few swigs of jet fuel or whatever they call alcohol in that world, or in Star Wars, maybe. Wait, where was Griata? Yeah, there, Griata. I'd say maybe. She'd definitely be very fun. Here, you know what? While we're here, let's do the Ewoks. The Ewoks are gonna be easy. Low Gray, no. Teddy bear and weird beady eyes. Poplu, also no. Gross beady eyes, probably smells bad too. Wicket, no. Also gross. They are a war hero, but still no. Chirpa, also no. all teddy bears. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Also, just going off of appearances, Yariel Poof, despite him being a Jedi Master, also hard pass. I feel like if he swings his head hard enough, he can actually break his own neck. And I don't want to deal with that. This is too much to think about. Oh, this guy, Elon Sleaze Bagano. Hold on, I gotta show you guys this. This guy's hilarious. This guy, he was also known as Elon Sleaze Bagano. This is the guy in episode 2 who tried to sell death sticks to Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan uses a mind trick on him and he says, "You don't want to sell me death sticks." And then he tells him to go home and rethink your life while doing the hand trick thing. And he actually goes home and rethinks his life and changes his life. It's honestly amazing. And like... yeah, see, look. After an encounter with Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and his mind tricks resulted in Sleaze Bagano decided to take up a more honest life. Honestly, he's a changed man. I'm confused. What is there to be confused about? There's nothing to be confused about. This guy was a drug dealer and he decided to take up a more honest life and change his life around. The antenna are so, yeah, he does have weird, like, small antenna. He just looks like a guy with just, like, who got some, like, ant antennas. Excuse me. Personality traits. Always searching for credits. He made his living selling death sticks to the patrons of the Outlander Club and other hot spots in the underlevels of Coruscant. Wait, he told him to go home and rethink his life, with Cel Sabagano deciding to take a more honest life. The decision stuck, resulting in Elon becoming a family man. Oh, he'd also curl up his hair, or he'd curl up his antennas, so he just looks like a normal guy with just a thick-ass head. You know what? I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. Well, I used to, just kind of lost interest. You know, I kind of feel for you, honestly. There's just too much Star Wars stuff, and most of it just isn't amazing. I think that's what a lot of people are just kind of turned off by Star Wars now. Because now it's, like, not as special, you know? There's, like, too many shows and, like, movies coming out so quickly after one another. This kind of looks like if Spencer Reed just went to a Star Wars convention. Oh my god, you're kind of right. You know what? With with Mr. I cannot talk. Oh, I'm having hiccups now. Where did Sleazebagano go? Here he is. You know, I'd say maybe. Actually, closer to meh. I feel like maybe some of those drug dealer traits would kind of stick with him a little bit, even though he went to, you know, change his life. What do we do now, honestly? You're actually getting to, like, a better point. There's still a ton of these fucking guys left. Oh my god. Here, Wat Tambor. You know what? Wat Tambor, he's got money. I put him in maybe. Yeah, I put him in maybe. He's got money. I could steal his wallet while he isn't looking. It's really annoying hearing it for 4 days of the week. He lasted... hit by a bazooka. About it every time I hit the hookah. Boom. Boom. But yeah, you know, we're gonna put that guy up there. He's, you know, I could take his wallet or his checkbook and, like, buy the Star Wars equivalent of pizza rolls while he isn't looking. Yoda, calm the fuck down. This is just what I think. This is my tier list. Shut up. Calm the fuck down. Okay, I know you're mad I put Yaddle so low, but, like, come on. Jar Jar screams in shock. Oh my god, this stream has just been so chaotic. What was I thinking about? Let's do Forlom, honestly. If my granny, she got hit by a bazooka. I hear about it every time I hit the booga. Boom. 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 2 hours, 14 minutes. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to like 2.5 hours, and then we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna transition into Tomodachi Life. How about that? We'll do some of these extra ones. Okay, Forlom or Ilium was a Loam series protocol droid that specialized in millions of languages. He's manufactured for the employment of the insectoid species. A logic.
Bobby. I
Like to party.
And if you don't believe me,
I'll
watch me shake my body.
A logic glitch allows him to overwrite his programming, become a galactic thief, and later a bounty hunter. Okay, he also worked together with Zuckuss. So he's just a droid. He became a bounty hunter after rewriting his own programming. That's honestly kind of cool, and honestly, I like robots. Robots are actually really nice. Darth Vader addresses Forlom and the other assembled bounty hunters. It looks like a fly. Yeah, well, he was manufactured to work with insectoids, apparently. Or I guess with, different insectoid species, I guess. Because I guess you could just, like, customize a robot however you want, or a droid, I should say. But you know what? If he can override his own programming, ah! God, that is so loud. Ah! Anyway, Forlom, if he can override his own programming, he can override his own programming to become a great lover. I like it would give me feel exactly on Sleaze Bagano. Who else should we do? Who else is like? There's not a lot of these that are just like screaming out to me, you know? Here, you know what? We're not even gonna look up the rest of these. We're just gonna do. Ugh. Kaboom. She got hit by a bazooka, and you're about it every time I hit the puka. Kaboom. Oh. Kaboom. Let's see, Enfant Mon, hard pass, because, like, I don't know why his mouth is so close to the ground. Also, I don't think he has enough dedicated wham, so, like, I can't date him. Jiao Wowza, no. Big ass nose, I feel like if you punch him in the nose hard enough, he'll just die. Like, he has a lot of, like, internal arteries right there for some reason. Hote Snitskid. Why are you guys dedicating wham? Hote Siskin, also pass. Actually, no, hard pass. Bomb Vimden, also pass. Gross. Sasha Teal. I don't like how their nose is placed, so it looks like if they sneeze, it sneeze directly at, like, in my face. I can't read the name, but I see someone. Wait, what do you see? Here, just kind of give me, like, what do they look like? Wait, Watto, we can do Watto. I don't like Watto. Third person top row. Jubnuk? You talk about the Gamorrean guard here? I mean, I guess, maybe. Yes, click. Okay, wait, can you smash a hut? If you're determined enough, maybe. I don't know. They may be asexual. I'm actually not sure. Here, Jubnuk. You know what? We'll look up Jubnuk real quick. Jubnuk was a Gamorrean guard who served Jabba the Hutt in his palace. I think he was the one who actually fell down with Luke. Yeah, he's just a giant pig man. Yeah, there really isn't much about this guy. Bode and Beak would definitely give double. Hold on, wait. Here, you know, I'm gonna put this guy in pass, but, like, you know, maybe. But Fode and Bead right here, yeah, I feel like that'd be, like, kind of annoying, honestly. Like, they could definitely, like, you know, suck various parts of the body, but I feel like that'd be really in their, like, they'd be bickering with each other the whole time over who's better or who's worse. But you know what? I'll put them in meh. Do that. Rat's Tyrell is actually hilarious because he's one of the pod racers who died during the Boonta Eve Classic, you know, during episode 1. And what's hilarious is that his wife and children were watching as he died. And his son later became, like, an activist against pod racing, and I'm not even kidding. He actually shows up in, like, one of the recent, like, pod racing Star Wars games I remember. You think they would kiss each other? The Fode and Beak? Probably. Here, Rat's Tyrell. He's a family man. I don't put him in meh. Dud Bolt. Also gross. I feel like he would stink like Iberian ham and, like, rot. So no. Droopy McCool. Plap. He's just meat. He's just meat. Rapper Tooney. Put you in pass, honestly. I don't feel good about that. Yeah, meat. I said meat. You heard what I said. Uh, Aldar Beto. He has one of the worst Lego figures of all time. I'll put you in pass. Actually, you know what? I'll put you in maybe. Because what that mouth do? Wait, third to last. I mean, Lobot. I think is. Wait, is Lobot actually like a lobotomite or what? Known as the nickname of Lo, was a male human from the planet Bespin who, with the assistance of AJ-6 cyborg construct, was paid to run battlefield calculations for the battlefield or for the Galactic Empire. Oh. So was that Lobot was gravely wounded by an Imperial Guard during his injured state. Lobot's mind was lost and his cybernetic implants took over. Okay, so he was human, but I guess his cyborg implants took over for him. Wait, fourth to last on top. Fourth, like, Bowls Roar? You like this guy or Gazgano? Which one you talk about? What am I looking at? You're looking at this. Looking at this guy. This guy right here. The hunched over motherfucker. Ah, oh, thank you for the bits.
Machine the main beam for 22 Dex 3.
Okay, it's a good thing I still have the hotkey for that. Thank you. What does that stand? I don't know what stance that is. Maybe he hurt his back or something. I'm gonna put you in pass. Sorry. I feel like if he also sneezed, he would like sneeze directly in your face. Watto will just fuck anything, and that's what I'm scared about. Like, he is, like, not only is he a slaver and he believes in slavery, he's also a scumbag. So you know what? Hard pass. Also, I feel like he'd stink like tobacco. Lobot, you know, that's a person. You know, I'll put you in meh, maybe. It looks like he's trying to walk while unstick his balls. Kiadi Mundi. Kiadi Mundi is actually one of the few Jedi who are allowed to fuck, because his species have like such a like low population or something. So like canonically he fucks, so maybe. He has a giant ass head though, which is hard to get past, but maybe. Sebulba, no. He's also a scumbag just like Watto. Mahonic. I don't know if I can get past the weird eyes. Also hard pass. Canonically he fucks. Yeah, he canonically fuck. Look up look, hold on. Hold on. I can look this up now. Kiadi Mundi. Let's see. Where legacy, personality, and traits. Well, where was it? I was trying to remember, like... No, there's, like, something about it somewhere. Like, he was actually one of... There may be legends. I don't know. Calling me spin to... No. Clone Wars Virgin... Sith. Murder Mystery. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I can't find it, but like he is one of the few Jedi who is actually allowed to fuck. So yeah. Also Dexter Jetster, good guy. Put him in S tier. Kachi de Mal. I don't know if it was like a female Doros. I think maybe I could. Maybe smash. I can't read this name, but you know what? I'm gonna put you in maybe. Jaquil. I don't even know what that thing is. I'm gonna say no. Anis Jisplik. I'm also gonna say pass. Fidric Dan. S tier, they are a master jizz whaler. So, you know, that's for clout basically. They're a musician, they're very talented at their craft, and also look at that bald ass head. You could slap that for days. Yes, jizz. Okay, if you guys weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I explained earlier, there is a type of music in Star Wars, I'm not making this up, I swear on my sock hole. There is a type of music called jizz, and a person who plays jizz in Star Wars, like a jizz musician, they're referred to as jizz whalers. I am not kidding, I swear on my mama, that is 100% true. Not just a jizz master, a jizz whaler. Very important distinction. Plo Koon, I think Plo Koon has to wear that mask, but they do look really cool though. I'm gonna say smash. They also have a really cool voice. He also cares about the clones he fights with, and that's really notable. And he was also the Jedi who found Ahsoka, so you know, he's a cool guy. He's got my respect. I follow him in the battle no matter what. Sacy Tin. Pass. I don't know. It's like the skin's really wrinkly. Dejas Pure. I'm also gonna say pass. Actually, you know what? Meh, just because I can slap the top of his bald ass head. I think that'd be really funny. EV99. Honestly, he's kind of like GLaDOS in a way, where he's just kind of mean for no reason. How about him in Smash? The master has need for you upon his sail barge. You won't hear nothing from me. Plague Holdfast. I'm gonna say pass. Gasgano, also pass. I do not like their spider-like appendages. Also, I'm just going through the rest of these because we've been doing this for almost 2.5 hours, and I would like to transition into the next part of stream and also get more water in a second. Ivan Peel, he died during the Clone Wars, but he does have a cool design. He's just human enough, I think. I might. You know? Coleman Trebor. He looks kind of like a dinosaur, you know? I'm gonna say I'll put him in maybe as well. San Hill, he's one of the bankers in a part of the banking clan. No. Just no. Tian Meldon, also no. Gross. Shu Mai, also no. Oppo Rensisis, no. Very much no. Sand Hill. His name's not Sand Hill, I think it's Shu Mai, I think. No, Sand Hill, that's right, that's what I'm talking about. Danik Jericho? It's just human enough, I guess, maybe. Ebby E. Endocott? I don't know what the fuck this... Hold on. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. No! Turn that off, no! Put this shit back. There we go. We're playing the Waterworld soundtrack over and over. Here, Ebby E. Endocott. I'm gonna say hard pass as well. Hemo Pagales, also no. Mars Guo, no. Elon Mach, no. Basically, almost all of these are no. 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 Odo Mendril, no. Newt Gunray has money. You like with Wat Tambor, you can just steal his wallet. He's also vaguely Japanese for some reason. He has a very stereotypical Japanese accent, where he's like, "This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them." I don't know what was George's reason for doing that. What was he trying to say to us? Poggle the Lesser. I mean, his name is literally Pog. So, maybe. We need to take a picture of this and upload it to Twitter. Don't worry, I am ahead of you. I think we can download an image of this and I can post it on Twitter. Yeah, save or download. We can do that in a second. Ruse Captain Tarples. You know what? Tarples is he's a good guy. I'll put him right there. Eyes Nemor. I can't read that because the text is white and there's a white background, so no. Bib Fortuna, also no. And you know what? This is our tier list. This is our smash or pass. We did that. You know what? This was actually kind of good. Here, control shift. Here, can I? Here, reset. This is our whole tier list. You know what? Maybe. God damn it! Stop doing that every time. Anywho, this is it. Beautiful. There's a lot of like passes and hard passes. You know, we were very selective with what we decided to do, like, go with. You know, I like this. And you know what? With that, we are going to take a small break. I need to get some more water and like kind of rest my voice for a second before we transition into Tomodachi Life for the evening. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us so far, but stay tuned. We got a lot more intact, and I have an announcement for Tomodachi Life as well. Yeah, quick break in Tomodachi. Thank you guys so much. Here, where's BRB? Here we go. I'll be right back, y'all.